Apart from being an electronics engineer, I used to be a cell phone enthusiast back in the day. I used to switch cell phones as frequently as every 3 months, and I tried the best I could to use something exciting, not your boring generic mainstream phone built for the masses. However, these real life experiments, or rather adventures, did not always go well. I used Windows Mobile Pocket PCs such as iMate KGM, iMate JazzJar, and HTC Touch Pro as my daily drivers. Mind you, these were not Windows phones, but the predecessors that were not iPhone killers, because they did not need to be. They were by the name Pocket PCs and hence were way better for productivity and not so much for play, though they did that pretty well too. Most if not all of my cell phones used to be pre-owned. But I also made a mistake with a brand new HTC 7 Mozart, one of my biggest mistakes, trusting Microsoft with their blunders with a lot of skepticism and my hard-earned money. With Windows Mobile no longer supported and having finally found Android worthy enough to replace my Pocket PCs, starting with Android 4.0, codenamed Ice Cream Sandwich, I also used the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 7-incher as my daily driver for a short while, which turned a lot of heads, and that was an experience. I still have this device with me, though it has seen better days, especially in terms of software support and battery health. I also used the BlackBerry Passport Silver Edition for a couple of years, turned a lot more heads, faced a lot of software support issues, and eventually switched over to a modern Android with a OnePlus 5T. Soon, I hopped on to the Razer Phone 2, the phone that wasn't supposed to exist, one with extremely loud speakers and a configurable RGB backlight at the back, a Sony Xperia 5 III, a pretty compact phone with flagship grade hardware, and then a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, a delightful flip phone with modern hardware and software support. Talking about the issues with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, I'd start with saying that I loved the form factor, mostly because it folds in half, not opens up to twice the size as the Fold or other similar offerings from competing brands, making it one of the smallest modern Android phones from a major manufacturer. Even after having used quite a lot of different form factors, none of my earlier cell phones was a flip phone, and the overall experience using a flip phone was perfect. I did not care about the selfie using the main camera feature, but I used it as an integrated stand. This phone did not come without issues, however, and a few major ones are as follows. As Samsung couldn't split the battery into two as they did with the screen, this device suffered from a lower battery capacity than your regular modern smartphone. Also, as it did not accept many of the charging cables I had with me, charging was almost only possible with wireless chargers. I never invested in high-watt wireless chargers, and that made the problem even worse. This thing overheated as if it was going to melt, especially when carried in a car that supported wireless Android Auto, even when I wasn't using Android Auto. Samsung kept pushing bloatware in the form of apps that I did not explicitly install, and so did T-Mobile, though the latter often did that through prompts that I had to skip to prevent it from automatically installing the essential apps that it thought I'd need in my toy phone. With every Android update, major or minor, Samsung kept pushing more and more AI features that I did not ask for in the first place. All in all, it has been a fun journey, but most of my phones were problematic one way or the other. And after 2 years filled with ups and downs with my Samsung Galaxy Flip phone, I'm ready to take on another adventure, my 21st cell phone, which I'll soon talk about on this channel, so stay tuned. That's all I have for this video, and thanks for watching it to the end. May the Maker watch over you. See you in the next video.